Back in February, I had £67,667 in a stocks and shares ISA with Interactive Investor. Today, we're going to have a look at that and see what stocks paid me in dividends that month and how much I got paid in total. Welcome to Destination Wealth. Back in February, I had just £50,000 in this stocks and shares ISA. I've got a bit more now because things have gone quite well since then. But we're going to have a look at how many stocks paid me in February, how much each of those paid me, and how that compares to February the previous year. So the first stock that paid me in February was Ashtead Group. Now, Ashtead are a large, very large FTSE 100 company that specializes in heavy plant hire all over the world, mainly in the States. They've got Sunbelt Rentals. I think they're renaming actually to Sunbelt Rentals, but I've done very well with this company over the years. So Ashtead in February, on the 7th of February, paid me not a huge amount. I think it was only an interim dividend of £28.96. The next stock, which is one of my favourites, that paid me in February was Games Workshop. Now, most of you probably know who Games Workshop are. They specialise in minifigures and desktop gaming. They've got a huge amount of intellectual property, really good following, and a huge loyal fan base. And recently they've just signed a deal with Amazon to produce movies. And there's rumours that Henry Cavill is going to be involved in that. So, you know, they pay amazing dividends. They often pay several times a year. Quite often they'll pay a special dividend, which is quite nice. You never know whether that's going to happen. They've got a policy of really looking after their staff and paying out extra dividends when they have an exceptionally good year to the shareholders. So Games Workshop paid me a dividend of £41.60 in February this year. The next one is B&M. Now, B&M also, like Games Workshop, sometimes do special dividends. Everyone in the UK pretty much knows who B&M are. Discount supermarket. I'd class them as a supermarket. Stores are always pretty busy. They seem to be doing very well. They are international as well. And B&M paid me a decent dividend of £199.80 in February. Then, again, at the end of February, Games Workshop paid another dividend, which I'm not sure which of those was a special dividend, but one of these was a special dividend. So that's what I mean. They had a good reporting season, so they give extra funds back to the shareholders, and they pay another dividend of £80.60 at the end of February. Now, all of those dividends, what I do is I've got it set up with Interactive Investor that they just automatically reinvest them straight back into the stocks that paid me the dividend. It usually happens about a week later, sometimes sooner, sometimes a little bit longer, but the fees are really small. It's called a DRIP plan, dividend reinvestment plan, and I've always done that, just reinvest them straight back in, buys me more shares of the same stock, which in turn gives me more dividends next time they pay the dividends. So it's a great way to really accelerate that dividend snowball and watch your investments just grow and grow without you actually having to put in any extra money. Now, I do put in extra money every month into this account, roughly about £500. It varies. Sometimes I put in a bit more. Sometimes I don't put in anything. But it's averages, about £5,000–6,000 a year that I put into this account alone. So in total, the dividends that I got paid from those three stocks, so it was only three stocks, yes. So those three stocks are 4 dividend payments across 3 stocks was £350.96. So not bad. So basically I had £350.96 worth of free shares in February because they just bought me more shares. Now compare that to 2024, this February of 2024, I was only paid £131.41. That sometimes these companies don't always pay dividends in the same month. If sometimes that Games Workshop one may drop into March, or it might have been paid in January. So, you know, it's not always the same every single year. But when you look at it over the whole year, then I can expect some really good growth. So the ISA through the whole of 2024 paid me £2,034.42 in dividends for the whole 12 months, which averages at 169.54 per month on average. Some months, you look back at January, it was 239, February was 131, March was 85.99. So that was 2024. If we compare that to 2025, you can see that January 2024 jumped to 343 this year in 2025. February 131.41 2024 jumped to £350.96 in 2025. So some really good growth there in those first 2 months. I'll do another video for March, April, May, June and July, and we're halfway through August as I record this, which is going to be an exceptional month for dividends, I can tell already. And I'll do another video on, so this is my smaller portfolio. I have a second one, which is a SIP with Hargreaves Lansdown, which is the bulk of my retirement investments, which has much bigger dividend payouts. But I like to split my investments between the two. They're both tax efficient savings. The benefit of the ISA is it's instantly accessible. So if I need to get at that money, I can sell a load of shares and it's available immediately. So it's a good way to have that kind of emergency fund actually work for you rather than just sat in a bank account. So I can still access it whenever I want. All the returns, all the dividends are tax-free because it's a stocks and shares ISA. But in the SIP, I also pay in probably a bit more, about £700 a month. And the benefit of that is it gets tax relief as it goes in. So the government tops up by 20% as it goes in, and I can claim an extra 20% as a higher taxpayer on top of that as well. So you get, you're instantly growing your money as soon as your payment hits that account, without even taking into account the growth you get on the stocks and the dividends that go in. The dividends are tax-free as well. You obviously get taxed when you take money out and draw down when you retire, which I think I'm able to access that at 56, 57. I'll check that and put that up on the screen. But it means, that's my retirement fund. I can't touch it. I think you can move it out, but there's huge fees if you do. So it's really a retirement fund, that one. But it's nice to have the pair running side by side. I see a lot of videos saying which is best, SIP or an ISA. I think the best option is to have both and run them alongside. There's lots of videos to say as to which one, if you just invested in one and not the other, and they had the same returns, which one would give you the most when you finish, or when you over a 10, 20, 30 year period. But that's not the point. It's the point of having different access and different gains in both of those. So it's just nice to have that ISA and know that it's there in an emergency if you really do need it. So there we go. If you've enjoyed this and you've got some value out of it, then give it a thumbs up, make a comment, let me know how much you have in your stocks and shares ISA, who you've got it with maybe, and how you're doing each month on your dividends or each year. Any stocks that you're doing well with and you wish you hadn't bought, which we've all got those, haven't we? But the next one, we'll have a look at March, and we'll also have a look at February, but for my SIP. So if you're interested in these sort of videos, check this one out next, because this shows you how I grew my portfolio to over £300,000.